Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to be doing a little bit of different content. This content in particular is going to be content based off of World of Tanks Blitz, a very fun game that I love playing about killing and destroying enemy tanks and potentially end up killing yourself by accident or getting yourself killed by doing some really dumb shit, which I do a lot. Now, I can't really tell how close the microphone is to my mouth right now, so if you guys hear some heavy breathing or some really loud breathing moments, I do apologize for that, but I hope you enjoy the video anyways. Now, before we get into this video, I do want to address a few things. Um, this channel is now going to be a channel that is dedicated to videos being made and live streams by me and Nor. Other personalities that I have, because for anyone that doesn't know, I have DIDS, which is dissociative identity disorder, which is split personalities. There is, I think, 18 in total. There's a lot. Not very much is known about them, but Honor is a personality I have, so if you guys do end up meeting her again and completely forget, or for people who are new to the channel, please don't feel the need to unsubscribe. It's not really Honor's fault that she's here. She kind of just popped up one day. I kind of like created her as like a coping mechanism to my stress, which actually does help quite a bit. Now, I do want to point out something else real quick. For people that are going to be joining the channel that are brand new, or for people that probably don't even remember who Honor is basically a female personality of mine who does have a more feminine voice, so she is going to sound kind of like a femboy. I do apologize for that. Again, not her fault for that either. It's just kind of something that happens. So I hope you guys don't give her too much hate or too much critique, and I hope you guys do end up enjoying the videos and live streams that we're going to be doing. Now in this video, we're going to be doing a couple replays. 4 altogether, 2 with the IS-6, 1 with the KV-2, and 1 with one of my new favorite tanks is going to be the Dracula, a tier 7 premium tank that I absolutely love. Now, before we get into this video, there is something else that I do want to discuss with you guys. There was a comment left on a video, the first VR chat video that I posted with Honor doing dances on VR chat. Someone posted and commented asking if this was a furry-only channel. No, it is not. This channel is going to be a channel that has all different types of content, whether it's VR chat, Minecraft, Killing Floor, which I might end up getting at some point, Kindergarten, Kindergarten 2, hopefully Satisfactory, Beat Saber, and of course VR chat itself. Now, I have a lot of videos planned for VR chat and a bunch of other different games that are going to be proximity chat or have chat in them, like Rec Room, Roblox, VR chat, Killing Floor, stuff like that. I have voice mod downloaded on this PC, which allows me to be able to use different types of selections of voice changers and stuff like that to end up trolling people, which I feel like you guys might enjoy. So, if you guys do enjoy something like that, please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to make a video for you guys. Now, the purpose of this channel, or not this channel, but the purpose of this video is to show you guys a couple replays that I got inside of World of Tanks with Honor. Now, these videos don't have any audio, of course, because it's just what they are. Not like talking audio. And of course it has in-game audio, but you can't capture voices while talking on World of Tanks. But there's going to be 4 videos in particular. I'm going to show you the first one is going to be an IS-6, the second one is a KV-2, the third one is the IS-6 again, and the fourth one is going to be with the Dracula. Now, the third and fourth one is basically like brain dead moments in World of Tanks. The other 2 are just fun games that I had. The second replay has something in it that I honestly had to apologize for because I did something really, really cruel. And you'll see that in just a sec. But before we get into the replays, I do want to give you guys a look at my account. Now, my account is not the best. I have been playing for 7 years now. Started in 2017. You would think it's a lot better by now, but sometimes I take like a 2-3 year break. And sometimes I'll take like a 6, 7, 8 month break and barely play at all, or I'll just end up playing on like test maps. They got like training rooms is what they're called. You can use it to try and gain some experience in attacking other people, or just where to shoot on a tank to be able to do the most damage. Now, as you can see, I've done 2,642 battles in total. I'll show you guys exactly what tanks I use the most. And you can see my victories, accuracy, average XP per battle, most destroyed in battle, average damage per battle, most damage in battle, and tanks with Ace Tanker badges. The tank I have with the Ace Tanker badge, I still have, thankfully. Now, there is another tank that I have that I absolutely loved playing in, which is going to be this one right here. This tank with this badge no longer exists, and I felt absolutely horrible. Now, you can keep tanks that you end up being removed to the game. You can keep them in your garage and you can still use them, but you are not able to upgrade them. You're not able to do tech trees with them. It's all completely rebuilt, and everything is maxed out to the max types of modules you can have. Now, the thing about it is that you can sell the tanks for a lot of credits because, again, they're no longer in the game. And I believe that I sold this tank that had that tank badge a long time ago, not realizing they were going to take it out of the game. If I would have known that, I probably would have kept it. But sadly, I didn't. But as you can see, when you go to tanks, the most tank I play is the KV2 with 764 battles. The second, the M6A2E1 with 368. The third, the DW2 with 311. And of course the IS6 with 300. Now as you can see, I have been playing the Dracula a bit with 31 battles. Now I'm not the best in the Dracula, but it's a very fun tank to play, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why in a little bit. So on the first replay that we have is going to be this one, the IS6 Ghost Factory. This is a top tier 8 battle with 5 tier 8s and 2 tier 7s. Now, some of these battles I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead a little bit to the good parts because I don't want to bore you guys with having to watch like an hour-long video of just instant gameplay. So we'll skip a little bit to parts that I think are pretty cool, or parts that I think are important. Now, what we're going to do here is we're just going to skip ahead a little bit, and I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of what's going to happen. So, here's all of our tanks. We're all going to go down this direction, and we're all going to go to base D. This is a game mode called Supremacy. In Supremacy, you have, depending on how big the map is, you have either 3 or 4 different bases that you have to capture. Each base you capture gives you different amounts of points. The more bases you have, the more points you get, and whoever gets 100 points first wins. If you look at this, we're going to be going to base D. I'm not expecting to live here because, for all I know, all of us can go to base D and there could be literally the entire enemy team sitting there waiting for us. Spoiler alert, maybe not. You'll have to find out. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip ahead a little bit.
Let's go!
And it was at this point right here we ended up seeing an M6A2 E1 EXP. Now, as you saw at the beginning of the video, or just a little bit ago, I showed off the M6A2 E1, not the M6A2 E1 EXP. M6A2 E1 is a Tier 7 heavy tank destroyer at premium level. You can get it by spending gold, or you can get it by opening crates. The M6A2 E1 EXP, however, is a tank that you can actually get through the tech tree, and it is a Tier 8 Tier 8 heavy tank destroyer. I don't know why the M6A2 E1 is a tank destroyer, but it just is. You'd think it's a heavy tank, but apparently it's both. But this tank I've never actually dealt with in a battle, so I was super confused of why I couldn't do any damage to it, and you'll figure out why in just a little bit. So the reason I like coming up here, by the way, is because of these ridges. These ridges right here, see, you know what I'm pause this. These ridges right here, when you go back here or you go straight, these ridges are protecting the sides of your tank, but still allows the turret of your tank to be able to go over it and shoot people down below or across the map. The only way to be able to hit an IS-6 effectively is either through the bottom of your tank, either through the back of the tank, either at the bottom, literally the entire back of the turret, sides of the turret, sides of the tank, or at the very front of the tank at this little compartment here. This is the most effective ways to be able to shoot and kill an IS-6. So when you're playing in the IS-6, the best thing to do is to protect the hull of your armor, which is the front, the sides, and the back. Oh, excuse me, I believe the hull is actually the back of the tank. As you can see, sides, front, and the back of my tank are protected. And I can still actually shoot at this M6A2E1. Fire, it bounces. Now I was super confused of why it bounced. Because again, I've never dealt with this tank before. The M6A2E1 is not too heavily armored. So why did it bounce off the front of this tank when it normally goes into the M6A2E1? And that's when I kind of found out something very interesting. Now, did you see that bush in the background? The one that was back here. Pay attention to that bush. Well, it's technically a tree, but we'll call it a bush. Pay attention to this tree bush. Now, if you were paying attention, you can go back and look, you'll see that in the background this tree actually falls over, indicating there's an enemy tank there. As you can see, I got 400 damage dealt, which was dealt from that direction. Somewhere over here. And I know it wasn't the M6A2E1, because the M6A2E1 wasn't able to do 400 damage. It does more than that, and you'll see that in just a little bit. Another tank ends up firing at me from the same direction, 135 damage blocked, which indicates that either one, there's a tank that apparently was able to hit a god shot and do 4 times the amount of damage it's supposed to, or there's 2 enemy tanks back there. As you can see by the M6A2E1, it is heavily armored. So I back up, I end up taking damage from whatever is back there, blocking her shot, and there it is. Like I said, you can see that the most damage that the one tank back there does is 400, and the other one does below that. The M6A2-1 shot me and did 409 damage. As you saw, I'm pointing in real life, sorry. This right here is 400 damage blocked, 409 damage dealt. There's no way he'd be able to shoot twice that quick. So, I stop, get shot in the side of the tank by the M6A2E1 in just a sec. Not the M6A2E1. I almost get shot in the side by the M6A2E1, but whatever is down there is shooting the crap out of my tank and is actually hitting the bottom lower part of my tank, which is right here. Which is very smart. As you can see, I end up going into this spot right here.
We're immobilized!
Tracks damaged. Another 200 damage blocked. Now this is where the bouncing commences. Here we go.
One of our trucks is gone. We can't move! We fixed the track. Get going!
Into the rail car.
We've lost the track! We fixed the track. Let's roll! We're immobilized!
Wait for it. And another bounce. Bounce. Now at this point, I was just keeping these two enemy tanks busy, so they don't end up going and shooting at my allies and their enemy tanks and doing any damage to them. Because with the 6 of us together, we definitely can take out 4 enemy tanks. Now, the M6A2E1 is causing a bit of a problem. I have to stay here because if I move out, I could actually get absolutely walloped by whatever 2 tanks are currently sitting back there. And you'll find out what they are in just a sec, and you'll understand why I made the decision that I made to just stick here. So the M6A2E1 is just currently over there, and I'm waiting for either that tank to die and those 2 tanks up there to go to his aid, or for them to turn around and start running away after they realize that there's more enemy tanks coming after them than they would like. Whichever comes first. Rail cart. Rail cart. Wait for it. And another bounce. And it's the E25 and the SU-152. Now it is at this moment that I realized M6A21 is getting shot, SU turns around to go help him out, and the E25 is no longer paying attention to me, so I figured, you know what, this is my time to go. To try and do damage. So I start rolling out. Now, the thing about the IS-6 is that it's not particularly a very good tank to fire when on the move. Because sometimes you'll end up screwing up your shots and not hitting anything. They'll go into the tracks, or they'll just fly directly over the tank instead of the ground. But watch what happens. I'm sitting here like, man, I'm really hoping this goes in. And of course, good old Victor Stalin comes in clutch. I fire, and I hit the back of the tank. Do 353 damage, and I damage his engine. Now, I'm more focused on this E25 now. They kill the ISU, the SU, and I'm focusing on this guy. Now, after focusing on this guy, I didn't realize at this moment that we had 997 points before 1,000. So, at this point, if we get hit 1,000, the game ends and everything stops, and we'll go and we'll win the game. I wanted to kill the E25 because I wanted to get at least 1 kill and 1,000 damage. I know I didn't do 1,000 damage because I barely hit anything at all, because nothing decided to go in. So, here I am, sitting on 709 damage, 3,545 damage blocked, and what happens as I go down by the E25? That sound right there, and the game is over. Ugh. God. What a letdown. As you can see, 8 non-penetrations, 3,545, 709 damage done. I got 2,862 base XP, 78,315 credits earned, and then I got a total of 54,015 credits because of all the ammo that I fired. And then also, if you look at this, you'll see the stats of everyone else. The P-44 Panther and the E-25, the only 2 tanks on the enemy team to be able to kill anything. M6A2E1 actually did a pretty decent job defending his own tank. Now, the next one I'm showing you is the KV-2. Now, I'm going to fast forward this one a little bit too, because there's not really much that happens at the very beginning of this game. So tell everyone, good luck, have fun. Now, the reason why I'm coming up here is because of this bush and this bush over here. These 2 bushes, you're able to look down the entire length of this field down here, and also you can look into the middle of the base where the cap is. So that way you can shoot anything that may come your direction. As you can see, there's this Skoda T25, and there's a few more tanks that are actually going to pop up in a little bit. The National. He gets shot, pulls back. I'm looking for something to hit. Oh look, an object or door. He's behind a building. Never mind. What to hit, what to hit. Oh, look, an LTTB. Now, for anyone that has ever played World of Tanks Blitz, or World of Tanks in general, you know that the best way to effectively make your shot go in almost every single time is to fully aim the gun. Let it get to the maximum aim time, and then fire. As you can see here, my gun is nowhere close to being at the maximum aim time. So I just shoot and pray to God that the bullet goes through. And what do you know? Victor Stalin does it again.
Nice shot!
583 damage to the back of the LTTB. Now, in a little bit, you're going to see that that LTTB gets a little salty for me shooting him and for being killed by our allies. He has something to say to the team. Nashorn kills the Freewind. Now, there he is. Annihilator killed the LTTB. Now, LTTB, again, has something very strong to say about that, to not only his team, but to our team as well, in global chat. And you'll see that in just a sec. But we're going to focus on the Skoda T25. The Skoda T25 is a very good tank with a very big gun. And this Skoda T25 in particular has been doing very, very good in this game. He's been doing a lot of damage. He's been doing work. And I do something here that is downright filthy. And I did it so filthy that I had to apologize to him. Watch what happens. Victor Stalin, take it away. I ammo rack him. I don't know why that happened. Because I wasn't using high explosive. I was using APCR. Apparently, his ammo rack was already damaged in the battle, and me shooting him directly in the back of the turret was enough to set it off. Wow. And, as I promised, here is our LTTB friends, very encouraging words to say to everyone. Fuck you. Good job, Mr. LTTB. There we go. Sorry, Skoda. Now, not very much happens after this. We'll skip a little bit ahead. Now, let me pause it right here. This Jagdpanzer IV has been here the entire game, holding off any defending tanks that decide to come in or out of this ridge. And he is protecting it like a champ. This guy is a straight legend, and I love him for this. But unfortunately, all good stories must come to an end. I fired once, hit the tank in the back of the tank, and he ends up killing me. Now, he was aiming at me, so I'm like, okay, what do I do, what do I do? So I decided to hit this little button over here, the C button, for this little consumable right here, which basically decreases the reload time by a little bit, so I could reload faster and hopefully put a shot into the M6. fires at me, and he bounces, hits my track. That's from my father. Don't worry about that. As you saw, I was trying to aim at the front of his tank. Now, it wasn't a guarantee that it was going to go in, so I just aimed, shot, and prayed, and it blew his tracks off, which allowed my allies to get over here quick enough to be able to finish him off. Take it away, boys. One. And GG. Post-game stats results. $1,045 damage, 1 tank destroyed, 450 damage blocked, and 3 damaged. And a whopping 4,560 base experience, 61,445 XP, or credits, and 33,845 credits earned. And a badge that I have never gotten before, which is this one right here. You blew up an enemy's ammo rack. This one's pretty cool for the number of enemies detected. Apparently I detected a lot of enemies in this game. Efficiency. Let's see, penetrations 1. Yep, penetrations. Enemy spotted. I spotted one enemy? Oof. Modules, damaged, destroyed, ammo rack. Sorry, Skoda. Okay, next one is the IS-6. Like I said, this one is also pretty long, and it's also really boring at the start of the game. So basically, what's going to happen, I'm going to skip, is we're just going to go down this direction, and we're going to keep going until we reach about here, and then we're just going to go down into the cap circle. Now, what we're doing here is we're trying to go through this area to try and spot any enemy tanks that may be hiding over there, because there's only 2 areas that these tanks like to hide in this map, either in this area or in Suicide Valley, which unfortunately is what these 2 tanks back here decide to do alone. But guess what? Plot twist, they don't die, which is very surprising. Let's watch it, shall we? Skip ahead a little bit. Let's see. Now this is the point where we got to where we are now. Like I said, we're going to the cap circle, trying to spot any enemy tanks. No enemy tanks in this little area over here. No enemy tanks back here. No enemy tanks back here. So we ended up spotting this Chi-2. So, of course, I look, aim, and fire. 347 damage. Not the best damage, but not the worst. Now see that the Chi-2 has died. Now we're getting destroyed by this Lorraine. We end up shooting at the Lorraine, doing 433 damage to him in engine, critically, and we shoot at him and we end up damaging his engine. I don't know why I kept trying to say critically damaging his engine. It's what I wanted to say, but it didn't sound right. I was having a stroke. So I do bounce, 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 and then the unthinkable happens. A fire. Immediately put that out. Thank you. And another match. Another bounce. Just be sure. Now, my original thought process here, when doing this, was that I was going to go straight into this little area here, go sideways, and then side scrape my armor here, my tank, and start shooting at these tanks above. And that's what I was going to do, until I noticed something. Take a look over here. Right about now. A T-32, who has perfect opportunity to shoot me in the side of the tank, or the top of the tank, right there, or right there. So, I decide I'm going to change my trajectory. And instead, I'm just going to go this way. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, there's going to be some brain dead moments here. Excuse me. One of them was by me, and you'll see why in just a second. See that shed in front of me? That little tan, brownish one? I thought that that shed right there was destroyable, like some of the other sheds or buildings and stuff that they have in World of Tanks are. Unfortunately, I was incorrect, and I paid the price for it. Aim, 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 fire, and go. Well then. All is fair in love and war, I guess. Oh, the T-32 disappeared. I wonder where it went. It's not my problem right now. Keeping my eye on him. Trying to angle my armor. The rain is gone. The 53 TP is popped back up on the map. Oh look, there's the low. I call it the low, but there's the lowy. Now, you see this red crosshair on my screen? That's currently pointing to my right. I wonder why it appeared and could be pointing to my right. Let's see, shall we? What is to the right of my tank? Oh, it's a T-32. Now, this is the first brain dead moment that I had. I was completely unaware that this T-32 was here. Look at this T-32. I'm currently backed up. I am currently backed up in the middle of the street. He has a good shot to put into the back of my tank, track me, keep me there, and keep continuously shooting me. But instead, he decides to go with a full health T-28 prototype. So I back up here, turn around, and go try and assist the T-28 prototype. Check my surroundings, completely forgetting that these guys up here exist. And what do you know? Big shot directly into the back of my tank. Now, I didn't know exactly where this T-32 was aiming until I saw this. Ah, shit. But he low rolls. Wow. I plop a shot directly into his butt. He damages my ammo rack, which basically means that it's going to take almost 23 seconds to reload my tank. But I use it. Repair that so it reloads. Now, it was at this moment that this man here, Mr. Z-Rolls, was completely and utterly brain dead. Watch what happens. I am in the perfect spot for him to shoot me in the side of my tank and kill me, claiming a kill for himself. He could have killed me and potentially help win this game. Because with me dead, there's no other heavy tanks to be able to deal with that might be able to deal damage to you. The other heavy tanks on the team, they have low millimeter guns. So the only one that can technically do a lot of damage to them point blank from the front is me, and as I said, this tank is pretty goodly armored. So from the front of the tank, it could bounce a lot of shots, as you saw earlier. Now, the issue with this is watch what happens and what he does. He's reloaded. He aims. Ladies and gentlemen, he fires. At what, you may ask? the ground. I aim, shoot. Why? Why did you shoot that bullet into the floor? I'm so confused. My brain hurts at the stupid sometimes. There we are. GG. Game over. Now, the next battle is by far one of the biggest brain-dead moments I have seen in a while. Watch this. Now, let me put something out real quick. This tank can go 65 kilometers an hour. This tank is pretty quick. It's really, really quick, actually. Quick, so quick, that I didn't realize that this T-32 or T-37 sitting beside me actually followed me and was hail-tailing my butt to be able to support me. Because I thought I was all alone, and some enemies end up going to base A, which could be very bad because I'm all alone and I'll probably end up dying. Now, luckily, there was no tanks at base A. But there's something in this game that happens that I lost so many brain cells to. And I ended up recording all 4 replays in a video before this, before I realized the microphone was way too close to my mouth and it was hard to understand some things because I was breathing, and every time I did like a super like big word like big or hello, it would like blow air into the mic and get really loud, which is why I said I apologize. I don't feel like recording this video for the what, 6th time now. This is the 3rd time I recorded this video fully. The first one had audio issues, same with the first time I did this. Second one was that the microphone audio mishap, and then this is the 3rd one. But this is the 6th time I've tried to record this video. Now, like I said, in this video, I lose so many brain cells that I don't know how I'm going to recover from this, honestly. It's just watch. I'm going to let the whole video play out, and I'll pause on the parts that are important.
Time to roll out.
Now, the Cheeto SPG self-propelled gun is crying for help, and I was super confused of why it was. Until I looked over and realized why he was crying for help. Look at this. That makes sense. So, as you can see, I run to the back of the T-37 and keep moving forward because my finger is still on the W button, so I can keep moving forward, not really caring if I get shot in the side of the tank or not because it doesn't really matter. But I'm replying to the Cheeto to let him know that I'm on my way. When right here, I'm coming, trying to help him out. But he ends up dying before I get there. Now, pay attention to this M7 Yo, a tier 7 tank that is actually relatively decent at DPM and has a high caliber gun. But watch what he does. Normally in World of Tanks, for anyone that has never played, or people that does play, you guys will understand. When someone shoots at you, you start shooting back. I fire once.
Enemy
Hit him.
armor is damaged.
Nothing. I fire twice. Hit him.
Nice shot.
Nothing. I fire 3 times. Hit him. Nothing. I was confused of what was going on with this M7 Yo until I realized when I went into the free mode camera, it's going to take a while to get there. I don't know why this thing is so slow. I'm going to check my settings after this and see if I can figure out why it's going so slow. Look at what this M7 Yo is looking at. What are you doing? Your tank is currently staring into a window with your turret turned to me, your entire tank turned to me, giving me every opportunity to penetrate your armor. Fire. Fire again.
Enemy is hit.
At this point, I was confused. What the hell was he thinking? And then he dies. That's fine. Thank you. Now I'm just going to keep going this way. There's 4 enemy tanks left, and there's 5 on our team. Shoot the back of this thing in the and he dies. Boom. T-37. Good job. Now, look at Frosty here. Mr. South 28. I don't know what he was thinking that he was going to do at this exact moment. But his brain apparently was go big or go home. What can any of you expect what he does? Hint, it's ramming time. Bam. Full force runs his tank directly into the side of my tank, breaking my tracks and basically leaving me unharmed. Now this VK3001 is just looking at me, fires at me, does a little damage, and I'm like, you know what? I fire, I miss, and at this point, Mr. Frosty gave me an idea. I have the hit points, I have the speed. Tighten up your butthole, man. It's ramming time. Then I back up and boom.
He's gone. Find us another target.
Reload, aim, fire,
We
boom.
hit them hard.
Congratulations, team. You are not so useless. It's replays like this that make me realize exactly how many brain-dead people are out there and the stupid things that they can do that, make absolutely no sense whatsoever. Like, oh my god. It's just crazy. I have no words for this. For anyone that's actually really curious, as you saw in some of those replays, the username was actually different. It's because I did these replays yesterday. As you can see, those are from the 11th, those are from the 10th. My username was still what it was on the accounts or the replays. Now it's called Mama Sylveon because I decided to go ahead and give it to Anor because I wanted Anor to be able to enjoy World of Tanks because Galaxy, one of my best friends, actually ended up downloading the game yesterday and actually started playing it. And him and Anor were playing a bunch of games yesterday. They're going to be playing some games today as well. And honestly, I'm rooting the best of luck for them. He's already tier 4. He's doing pretty decent. He's grinding like a madman, but he's pretty decent. Now, however, you're going to see a lot more content on World of Tanks, maybe with Galaxy included. I'm not sure. I got to talk to him about it, make sure he's comfortable with it. But if he is comfortable, you guys will see a lot more battles with Galaxy and hopefully more games and videos, live streams, stuff like that from Anor as well. Um, I do want to say, I want to thank everyone so much for coming out today. You guys were absolutely fantastic, and I hope that you guys do support my decision on allowing Anor to be able to come in and help out with the videos, help out with live streams, and I hope you guys welcome her with open arms. She's actually really sweet and really nice, and I would hate for anything bad to happen to her or for people to be rude to her, because she is amazing. With that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider leaving a like, comment down below what your guys' favorite part of the video was, and please consider comment or subscribing to the channel. It actually is absolutely free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and if you decide that you don't want to watch the channel anymore, or you don't like the content that's being produced, or you're just unhappy with anything, feel free to leave any feedback, and then feel free to unsubscribe. If you are subscribed though, or you do subscribe to the channel, please consider hitting the notification bell to be notified when I upload another video or live stream. Here soon, I'm going to be doing hopefully some live battles with me and Anor, so you guys will be able to meet her and talk to her. Not like a live stream, but you guys will be able to comment and, you know, have any questions. Please consider leaving them down in the comment section below as well, so she can answer them. If you guys want your questions answered by Anor or by me in the next video, please feel free. I'll be more than happy to do so. I'll even pull up your guys' comment on the screen so you guys people can see what comments are being made or what questions are being asked. And if you guys do enjoy this and you guys do end up playing World of Tanks Blitz as well, feel free to send me a friend request, Mama Sylveon, up at the top right hand of the screen. You can send me a friend request and we can do platoons together, either you and me or you and Anor. And also feel free to send in an email. If you guys have any feedback or any suggestions that you guys want to see on the channel, feel free to contact the email that's down below in the description. Or on the About Me on my YouTube channel. I added a contact email, a business email, which is Anor's email, because she is now helping with managing the YouTube account. So I'm allowing her to manage all of the emails that we get. So if you guys do have any comments, concerns, questions, any type of feedback you guys want to give that you don't want to put on the comment section, or if you guys just want to go ahead and make any suggestions for the channel, feel free to email me them. I'll be more than happy to read the emails, and so would Anor. But as always, everyone, I want to thank everyone so much for coming out today. You guys were absolutely fantastic. As always, everyone, I want to say peace out, have fun, and as always, stay safe.